Now the latest installment in GMA's Freakonomics. Freakonomics, you know, it's the title of the runaway bestseller, which takes all the questions we wonder about in daily life and runs the numbers to tell us if we're right or wrong, and by how much. For instance, does being tall help you succeed? Does being blonde really make a difference? Freakonomics co-author, ABC News contributor, Stephen Dubner is back. Hi, Stephen.
Good morning. Can I just hear you say that one more time? Runaway bestseller. I like the way you say that. Yeah?
And you're not even blonde.
No, I'm not.
That's
Can you believe it? And not that tall, really, either.
It's a great success. Okay, let's take height, because everybody does wonder, in the workplace, does being tall make a difference?
Yeah, for men, there's a great study done several years ago that showed for men, in America at least, we plainly like them tall. All you have to do is look at our presidents and look at our CEOs. They're much taller than average. So there was a study that showed that it doesn't have to do so much with how tall a man is in adulthood. It has to do with how tall he was in adolescence. And
what, that's 16?
Yeah, 16, 14 to 17.
But they can go inch by inch?
Well, they measure. I mean, economists do their best to put a number on anything, and what they came up with was that for every inch above the average you are in adolescence, you'll earn about 3% more per year in adulthood, which can, with compounded interest, it makes a lot of difference.
But if this is in adolescence, it means it's confidence.
It means it's confidence, it means it's self-esteem. What it may also be is, you know, with self-esteem and confidence come opportunities early on. I mean, if you think about education or opportunity as sort of compound interest, the more you get going early, the better you do long run.
Okay, we have to factor Napoleon out of this, I suppose.
Yeah. Our minds always reach for the aberrations.
They do. Okay, the other question you've asked, and this is about confidence, it seems to me too, is whether blondes really do, if it's like having a neon sign saying, notice me and make something happen for me. What kind of difference does being blonde make, and can you really test it?
Well, you can test it across a bunch of different dimensions, and each one kind of answers for that dimension. So in online dating, for instance, being blonde is worth about as much as having a college degree, which to me is someone who has...
I mean, people who say they don't care if you're blonde or brunette, in fact, choose blonde?
A high school dropout who's blonde will do as well in online dating as a non-blonde who happens to have graduated from Yale, for instance. Okay, so in America we like our men tall, and we apparently like our women very blonde. And in the workplace too, women who are attractive, forget about blonde for a minute, women who are attractive earn more over the years just as tall men do.
But I want to show everybody a clip from 2020, which really, I think, is much about the blonde thing. That in people giving to charities, they just notice the blonde. It's somehow, as I say, it's like some light flashing on her head, perhaps. Here's a report from 2020 about just this fact.
Tracy did seem to get some extra attention.
You're very pretty.
You think?
Bring them in.
Oh, God.
But we stayed several hours, and watching, there didn't seem to be much difference in what they sold.
We have calendars and teddy bears and pins.
Overall, it looked as if they were both doing well. Perhaps when it comes to something as important as charity, looks would matter. But then we counted the money. Michelle collected $60. Tracy, $90. 50% more.
So our thanks to John Stossel for that. But I want to come back to this whole question. You say attractiveness. This is confidence again. So parents, for all parents, it's about how do you get the confidence?
I think so. I mean, I think if attractiveness in women or height in men confers some kind of advantage, I think you're right. The advantages are those gleaned by confidence, by self-esteem, and the opportunities that come from having those things. So I think that the truth is that even if you're not blonde, even if you're not a cheerleader or an athlete, athletes also do very well compared to similar people of similar backgrounds and so on. The truth is that you should act like it. I mean, that's really what it is. So if I'm not, if I'm not tall, handsome, whatever one thinks one should be, if you act like it, you're really gleaning the advantages that come from being that thing.
I have to point out quickly that you said that the NFL had a telethon to raise money for Katrina, and the players went on. But by your research, if they put the cheerleaders on, they would have gotten a lot more money.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Donovan McNabb's a nice-looking fellow, but probably not as good-looking as the cheerleaders. For the audience that they're pitching to, I think they probably would have done a lot better using the cheerleaders.
Okay. Well, thanks. It just confirms what they say about women in television. You don't grow older, you just go blonder and blonder. And I'm living proof here. Anyway, thanks, Stephen. It's always fascinating research. And